Woodward Sports, let's go! Woodward Sports, let's go! Woodward Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Yeah, welcome! It's Friday, y'all. It is Friday. And
Friday.
Oh my God.
Gotta get down.
I was hoping. Of course, Joy's gonna go there.
One of these weeks, I knew I was gonna do it, and it had to just come out. Good morning.
Joey doesn't know any songs, any movie quotes, but he busts out Rebecca Black Friday this morning.
Bangers.
That
is a banger. I don't care what you say.
Oh, Lord.
I'm excited for this weekend of football. I'm excited for what happened yesterday for the Detroit Lions, and I'm excited to be here with y'all this morning. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show. My name is Stick. To my right,
Corey. And now, Joey, just real quick. Wu-Tang Clan. The Wu-Tang Clan is a rap group full of 9 black guys.
Corey always swagged out too.
hold on, let's do this. Can you name the 9 members of the Wu-Tang Clan?
No, man, don't do this. I don't like doing any of this stuff.
I only really know them from 36 Chambers when they list them off, and I have to list them in that specific order, or I can't get them right.
Hey, that's fair.
The RZA, the Jizza, the Old Dirty Bastard, Inspect the Deck, Raekwon the Chef, Joe
Met the man,
Ghostface
drop
Killer.
the man.
Right.
Which one's he on the list?
He's the last one on that list because then it goes in METHOD, man. And to my left, this is Joey.
Good morning, guys.
And we got Art over there doing production and doing producer. And then we got Fish fact-checking all day long on this show. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show. And we got a big show planned today. Lots of football to talk. And most importantly, lots of Dan Campbell to talk because he just became my favorite person on the planet yesterday.
Yes.
Like, I fell in love with Dan Campbell yesterday. I didn't know what I was thinking about him going in, but woo-wee. So we're going to recap the big championship games this weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about the Conor McGregor fight. Gambling kicks off today in Michigan. But first, my man Joey, you got your news, right?
We got to start it off with the biggest news of it all. Yesterday, Dan Campbell spoke to the media, and the best part about the entire press conference that it wasn't on was Corey's question that he asked. Just wait for his amazing response. Darrell Bevel, will not be returning.
Bye-bye.
As our offensive coordinator here for the Detroit Lions, so that is going to be another position that we got to fill. He's expected to be named the Jacksonville Jaguars offensive coordinator. That Urban Meyer at head coach, and then getting Trevor Lawrence is appealing to him, obviously.
That is such an interesting. I don't know if Bevel has ever had like a running quarterback like that. Yes, he had Russell Wilson a little bit, but he didn't use him like a running quarterback.
Yeah, they were like, I think, didn't they like focus mainly on the run?
I mean, they did have beast mode. So.
Yeah,
And then Lions owner Sheila Ford Hamp hopes to repair things with Calvin Johnson. We're going to be talking more about that because she declined all the questions, but she said, I'm not going into the money issue, but I hope we can repair things with Calvin Johnson.
Maybe our GoFundMe put some pressure on her.
Yes, it did.
We've raised $1.
Wait, it's up to like $2 now.
Heck yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Throw
You
it
actually
there,
have change in your pocket?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got to keep it on me. It's a coin shortage.
It's a coin shortage. This is going to be worth a lot one day.
Corey's over there jingling his pocket.
Hey, listen, it's going to be a big weekend. Lots of sports. The Pistons, let's start with the local teams. Pistons and Rockets at 7 p.m. today, and then the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Wings 8 p.m. today. So we got 2 Detroit games going on.
Love that.
And then obviously Bucks-Packers, the first game on Sunday at 3:05. Bills-Chiefs Sunday at 6:40. So, yeah, Sunday's all a football day. And then, of course, the one Art is most excited about tomorrow night, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor. And I watched the interview with Stephen A. Smith. I just love McGregor. He said, it's all I do, mark my words, guaranteeing another knockout.
Guaranteeing it. And then he said he wanted 7 fights in the next, 16 months. Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
He sounds like
mode.
a drunk guy at the bar. Like, I'll not fight anybody in here.
Exactly. And, hey, if you want to make those bets on these games, online gambling and sports betting is legal in 4 more hours, guys, in the state of Michigan.
That's awesome.
And then the last news, restaurants and bars opening up February 1st. Wimmer making an announcement at 9:30 this morning.
You think she's going to stick with that, or do you think that she's going to flip-flop on it?
She's going to stick with it, but I think that there's going to be a lot of BS restrictions.
Okay. I mean, as long as we don't have to be outdoors to eat outdoors.
Right.
Like that just confuses
Literally.
the hell out of me. We got to say hi to Brandon, to John, to Kendra, to Reginald. Let's see. We got Greg in the chat, Charlie, Demetrius, Jenna, all you guys. Keith, thank you guys for sharing this on Facebook Live. Thank you for retweeting, and thank you for following us on YouTube. We appreciate that. And I'm rocking the Woodward football today because of what Dan Campbell did yesterday. I was like, you know what? I got to come in rocking the Woodward football hoodie. And if you guys want hoodies like this, we got them in all sports. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on shop.
Where do we start with this guy?
Where do you want to start with this guy?
Could we start with the best part about it?
Yes, always.
Interviews with Torrey Petrie and says, I'm right off of Woodward in Birmingham. So he's literally maybe like right there. He might be like right there behind this building. He's literally in this area.
So he's close.
He's close. We got to get him in here.
I mean, I feel like a man like Dan Campbell being this close, you can just feel his musk. Like, you could tell his aura is near us. I feel stronger because I know he's in Birmingham on Woodward just like we are.
I never felt so happy about a head coach. And I know, like, this is like the most recent to us, and we feel like Matt Patricia just did us so dirty that we just needed the next one. But this just feels different. I don't know what, but his energy, I feel like he doesn't give you the BS.
Right.
That's the one thing that I really took away from the press conference yesterday, is that he was realistic. He was full of energy and full of passion. Passion and energy are cousins, but they're not the same. He had both, and he wore his emotions on his sleeve. And I do want to say one thing for everybody who's just all ready to bash the hire. People have to realize that for coaches and free agents, Detroit is not a destination. You have a guy that was up there who went 20 minutes straight in his introduction with no notes, speaking about his passion for wanting to be here, calling up his agent and saying, get me in front of Sheila Fordham, I want the job. Why is everybody's getting mad at the owners for saying they dropped the ball on Asala or anybody else who did not want to come here, but a guy who wants to come here, you're going to complain about that? Let's just see what happens.
I mean, that goes back to the typical thing we complain about the whole year with some Lions fans. They never root for them to win. They want them to lose, and then when they do both, it's like they're just not a fan either way. And it's like, you want a coach that cares about the team. You want a coach that's going to fire up people, and then we get them, and it's like, well, that's not exactly the guy I wanted. And it's, give him a chance. Give him a chance. I mean, what I saw yesterday, it was great to just have blatant honesty. Like, how often have you seen a coach stand up at a podium and just give you a coach speak and not really share their emotions, share what they think? Like, he called out the defense.
That stuck out like a sore thumb. He said that, honestly, there are more pieces here on offense that entice me than the defense. I'm like,
yeah. Oh, you're going to talk to us like adults. not like we don't know what the hell we've been watching our entire lives.
It was just refreshing.
And then, so let's get into some of his comments because we got some clips on that. Here's Dan Campbell. Which clip you want to play first?
Let's do the swearing one.
You like the swearing one?
Yeah.
All right. This is Dan Campbell, and this is the one that pretty much went viral and fired up not only Detroit, but the entire world. Like, I was watching SportsCenter last night, and they were talking about Dan Campbell in this specific quote. That never happens with Lions coaches, ever. Go ahead, Art.
This place has been kicked, it's been battered, it's been bruised, and I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. I can give you, hey, we're going to win this many games. I can't, but none of that matters, and you guys don't want to hear it anyway. You've had enough of that shit, so excuse my language. All right? Here's what I do know, is that this team is going to take on the identity of this city, all right? And the city's been down, and it found a way to get up. All right, it's found a way to overcome adversity. All right, and so this team's going to be built on. We're going to kick you in the teeth. All right, and when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. All right, and we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. All right, and on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing. All right, that's going to be the mentality.
Who wants to fight a guy like that? Like, who wants to go to battle with a guy like that? Like, you knock me down, I'm going to bite your kneecap off. Like, I thought I was watching, a
Mike Tyson fight.
Right. I thought I was watching a presser for the McGregor fight. Like, you knock me down, I'll get up and eat your kneecaps. Awesome.
Like, he just says things that a person in his position don't say, and that's what I love. Is he's so out of the box,
right?
And the best part about him is that he takes credit for his mistakes, because when he was in Miami, he was talking about how he was the interim coach for a short time period, and that when he was in 2015 going against the Bills, that he was supposed to take a timeout before halftime. He didn't, and he said the quote, "I understand that I lost that game for the team," and that's like the ownership that you got to take, because they're all going to make mistakes. We don't expect you to be perfect.
Right.
But it's the way that you handle it.
And we actually, we put a tweet out, what was it, probably like a week ago, and it went viral last night. Like, we got over 700, 800 likes on this, and it's really Dan Campbell. It shows what he does as a coach. Now, the player he's coaching up didn't end up being a great player, but he got the most out of him in that game. And if you can get that out of a crappy player, imagine what he's going to do coaching up good players. Let's play that clip so everybody can see, because this is amazing.
Go block for him. Go block for him. Block for him. Hey, listen to me. When your teammate catches a ball, when Lamar breaks that, go block for him. You understand? Don't loaf down the field, watching him run. Go block for him. Okay? You drop a ball, fine. Go block for him, please. The ones that can bounce back are the ones that can play and play solid in this league. That's what you got to do. Put it behind you. Put it behind you. I want to see how you respond. If you let that get to you, we're going to know what you're about. But if you come back and you finish this game out strong, then we're going to know who you are.
Wants the pass, dropping back, has some time. Goes over the middle. Thigpen catches it at the 40.
Hey, you! Hey, attaboy! Attaboy, and you! Yes! And a kid! That's
Love
what
that.
That's what I'm talking.
I absolutely love that. I mean, you've played football, you played, and when a coach yells at you and you fucked up on the field, you feel awful. You feel like you've let your team down. You feel like all the practice you put in wasn't good enough. And to see just the whole arc of that coaching relationship take place over the course of a game, turning this guy into somebody who was loafing down the field to somebody who's going to finish blocks on runs, that's the type of coach we need. And, this is the simple things that win football games. I was watching Jim Schwartz break down some footage, actually for Joik Bell, when Joik broke a run. And one of the big things he said was, look at Calvin getting the block downfield. Big runs happen when blocks downfield happen. And that's what we're going to get out of Dan Campbell, just coaching up people, coaching them up, coaching them up, coaching them up every day.
And that's the thing, too, is in that video, he was just an interim coach. So for him to do that and be that kind of guy and get the team riled up, and then you see them actually take that advice and respect you as a coach, that tells a lot. Because no offense to Bevel and everybody that we had here in Detroit, I'm going to talk crap about him because he's gone now, but you didn't see that. It's a different team, and I feel like with this, the player relationship is the biggest thing, and I feel like he's going to be so good at it.
I think all of our teams in Detroit take on the identity of the city. So you're not going to be able to have a passive coach in Detroit. No passive coach in Detroit that's ever worked. Chuck Daly wasn't passive. Larry Brown wasn't passive. Scotty Bowman wasn't passive.
No.
Jim Leyland wasn't passive.
Nope.
Passive coaches do not work here. Jim Caldwell, he was not passive. He was just calmer. They said that they said Jim Caldwell held his players accountable, but even Jim Schwartz, he was moderately successful.
Yeah, well, you've seen the footage of Caldwell in the locker room versus Caldwell out of the locker room, and that he was fiery in the locker room, but outside he was stoic, he was calm, and that's kind of the leadership you want going into big fights, big battles like that. But yeah, I agree with you. Like him identifying, hey, this is a tough city. This team is going to reflect this city. That's important to not only the players, but to the people watching the game. Because going to work Pistons, why did we galvanize around them? Because they were the underdogs, because they were trying hard, because they were the guys that didn't have maybe the talent, the stars, but they were going to beat that ass.
Basically, that's the nutshell. I mean, look at the bad boys. They were just throwing cats in the stands.
Literally, the Pistons were going into the stands. So, yeah, I love what that press conference was about. But the biggest question that everybody had on their mind is what's going on with Matthew Stafford now? And we kind of talked a little bit about it yesterday. If they kept Bevel, I assume they were going to keep Stafford. Bevel is now with the Jags. So I don't know what is going on with the Matthew Stafford situation right now. Is he going to stay to learn a new offense? You know, Dan Campbell, he had some comments on Stafford, and this is what he had to say.
So that's another one we're going to talk about. You know, I need to sit down with Brad. I mean, we've had discussions, but here's what I'd say about Matthew is, man, he's a stud. All right, he's a stud. He is one of the toughest quarterbacks you'll ever see. He's extremely talented. I know he's a team guy. And listen, I know he wants to win, and so I'll leave it at that. That's what I do know.
See, now when he said that, Corey, you fired off an all caps text, all caps text to everybody in the building, like you set this place in a fire drill by saying Stafford is gone.
I should have added some context to this.
Yes.
Because you did run in the back like, what the?
Well, and then I'm doing Baligian and Bell, and I interrupted everything that they're talking about. I just screamed, Stafford's gone! And so they stopped the show, and they're like, wait, Stafford's gone? I was like, yeah, that's what Corey said. Like, I snitched you out so fast, bro. I don't know what the hell was going on.
That feeling when my heart dropped, because I'm a diehard Matthew Stafford fan. I don't want him to go yet.
Right.
But when I read that text, I'm sitting back there with Stick, and I got emotional. It hit, and I was like, no, I knew this day was going to come, because I'm not ready.
Because he sent it with all caps, too. It was all caps.
See, what y'all didn't know was I was setting y'all up for the April Fools a little bit early.
Oh, yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
I forgot.
So what did you take away from Dan Campbell's comments on Stafford?
Stafford's gone.
Yeah,
no,
for real?
But that's what I should have added the context. From what I took from is like he kind of, I know he can't answer it up front, but it was just the way he pivoted around and like it was kind of like let's just see if he's really a part of our plans moving forward. I don't know. That's how I took it.
Okay. Yeah, see, when I heard that, I heard it completely different than you did. I heard him like, saying, hey, he's a hell of a player. He's tough as nails. It's the type of guy I'd want as my quarterback. We just got to make this decision sooner or later. And I think they're going to include Matthew Stafford in the decision.
It's just, I mean, when you look at where we are right now, we're going to have literally everything new in this team.
Right.
So it's like you can't just all of a sudden throw a new coach on top of all that.
You got to, man. I mean, like, now that we're going to have a new OC, that means we're going to have a new offense, and you're either going to let Stafford learn the new offense for 2 seasons, or we're going to get a younger quarterback.
Why would you want to keep Stafford, honestly? Like, and I know he's one of the greats and everything like that, but you're bringing in a new coach that's got a 6-year deal.
Yes.
Stafford doesn't have 6 years left, so why wouldn't you want to start fresh with a new quarterback, save some money? I don't understand why we're keeping Stafford.
Well, because we're not actually saving money if we get rid of him. I mean, the salary cap hit that we're going to take the next 2 years is quite significant, like close to $20 million both years.
But couldn't we get rid of him while he's at his like highest mark? Kind of like the Aaron Rodgers thing with the Packers. Like, you get rid of him for the best value, you trade him over.
I mean, that's the idea, right? Ideally, that's what you do, but they what happened is they kicked the can down the road last year, and now it's biting us in the ass. Like, that's really what happened. Yeah. We could have had our franchise quarterback even sitting another year behind Stafford and ready to go in year 3, but we went cornerback, which is fine. Okudah may turn out to be a good cornerback, but we just kind of put ourselves behind the 8 ball by not being aggressive and not going for our future plan and just kind of treading water in what we're currently sitting in.
There was one comment about him talking about what he's going to do, and I'm talking about our new coach, Dan Campbell, about what he's going to do with personnel. And he said, let's do what's best for the players we have and the players we can add, and let's build around those. I don't want to come in with the system and say, this is our system, you're running our system, and maybe the ball comes to you.
Right.
So when he said that, it kind of gave me a little bit more hope with keeping Stafford, because if you get rid of the quarterback, that's entirely changing up the system.
Well, and he acknowledged that there's more weapons on offense than there is on defense.
Right.
So why would he strip down his offense?
Right.
So about that cap hit, so Stafford's going to be 33 next coming season. He has a $33 million cap hit next year and a $26 million cap hit the year after that. So if they trade him, this year it'll be 19 million in dead cap, and then next year it will be 6 million in dead cap.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to just leave on the table, and that, you know, why would you get rid of your best chance to win next year?
Yeah.
When you could keep them and, you know, like kind of build up the team around them, because like you said, the offense wasn't that bad. But Joey, that quote that you just brought up when he was doing the interview, and he said he coaches to his players. He doesn't try to force players into a system. That to me, like, that's what I love out of my head coach. That's what you see out of the greats. You know, that's what they used to say about Paul Bryant back in the day. He could beat you with his team, then turn around and take your team and beat his team with yours. And that's what good coaching is. Look at Belichick. He just keeps sliding pieces in.
That's the irony.
Right.
The Patriot way didn't even actually really come here. They tried to force players to play in their spot as opposed to using the talent they had.
Especially this one hits close to home. Too much for us here in Detroit because we don't want nobody's system.
No.
So when you say that, I don't even know if he came up with that quote on himself, but whoever told him to say that quote, good job, because that quote was what it was all about.
You know what system we want in Detroit? The I'm going to bite your kneecaps off system.
Yes.
That is the new system in Detroit.
He reminded me of my dad after a couple drinks at the bar.
You know what he reminded me of? I'm glad you brought that up. He reminded me of, like, 10 years from now when Rob Gronkowski decides to coach. This is Gronk as a coach.
Wow.
Like, that's literally what I saw last night.
I can see that.
He is literally Gronkowski coaching football. Just this meathead dude that loves the game, that lives the game, that knows the game, and just wants to play hard.
Can I play the Ric Flair clip?
Yes.
We need to.
Yeah.
I need to play it. Here it is.
No, this is Dan Campbell.
He's the best.
And
That's all I needed.
That's what I see Dan Campbell doing on the sidelines before every single game. Just going, woo! Woo!
Like a team huddle?
Yeah.
You see him in the middle?
Yeah. So that got me excited yesterday. I mean, X's and O's be damned. We'll cross all those bridges when we get there. But it was nice to have even national attention talking about the Lions in a fun way. Like Pat McAfee was talking about them. You know, ESPN, I said, was talking about them. Just everybody caught that buzz yesterday.
I get, you know, email alerts, text alerts, and the app alerts from, you know, all sports stuff. I've never seen that many Detroit Lions head coach alerts over those quotes ever in my life. So it was just like, damn, no, the spotlight is on us.
Well, and shout out to you, Corey, because he completely dodged your question, too. We'll play that right now. Here we go.
Yeah, this is Corey.
Hey, Dan, welcome to Detroit.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Question. So, do you feel that there's anything different with this Lions team that you would have done over the past few seasons as far as their coaching and their talent? Like, their record over the past few seasons, do you think it's a reflection of talent on the team or how they were coached? And what would you have done different?
Oh, listen, man, I appreciate the question, Corey, but I think that's a hard one to answer right now. Just because I haven't been here, you know, and man, whatever happened with the old regime, I don't even want to, you know, discuss. Let's water under the bridge and look, all I know is that from afar, there's a lot of players that I've had respect for on this team that I think are good players, you know, that are still here in some regards, and I'm excited to work with. And so, man, I don't want to feel like I'm dodging it, Corey, but I just feel like I feel like I can't answer that one right now.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm dodging you, Corey, but I'm completely fucking dodging this. That's pretty much what he said.
And you know what? I had like 5 questions that I already wrote out, like just in case somebody might have asked something, you know, I have a backup one, and I was actually going to use one of my backup ones, but he was just so damn open yesterday. I'm like, let me go ahead and fire my shot and see if I can, you know, bait him into this one, and he didn't catch the bait.
No, he's smart.
That was a great question, though. It really was.
That was a great question, but what's he supposed to do? Like, yeah, the coaches before me were awful, and I'm going to be better than all of them.
Yeah.
Because then you're setting yourself up to be Patricia. Like 9-7 is not good enough, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm glad he treaded on thin ice there, but it would have been great to get a full-on Dan Campbell quote like, "They were trash. I'm coming in. I'm biting kneecaps."
Hey.
I mean, realistically, though, in Corey's defense, you hear him talking about biting off kneecaps. I'm going to ask that same question. What Thought I would have got it out of them.
I mean, yeah, I had a couple of other ones, but they didn't, whatever.
So there were other moments in the press conference that didn't include Dan Campbell, and probably the most awkward moment that, Corey, you're making the awkward face right now.
It was awkward.
Sheila Ford Hamp, she had a quote on the diversity hire that they've been going through. Why don't you read that quote and give us a little background on that?
All right, so she was asked about Fritz Pollard Alliance executive Rod Graves saying there isn't enough diversity amongst NFL head coaches. Her comment was this: well, I really can't comment on what other teams have done or not done. I think when you're looking for a coach, you're looking for the best candidates or best fit for your organization. I think everyone goes in colorblind, honestly. I do think the league, and I think everyone's aware, can do a better job of creating a pipeline in teaching and developing and working with diverse candidates. I think it's something the league can do a lot better at. I think everyone's aware of it and trying hard. It kind of is what it is right now.
Yeah, that last line is what gets you.
It was good up until that.
Right.
That last line, and also to the teaching and developing when working with diverse candidates. I'm trying to figure out, what do you mean teaching and developing? Developing the pipeline or teaching the diversity? It was kind of ambiguous. Are you talking about teaching diverse candidates or teaching diversity amongst the organizations? It's so much. I don't want to psychoanalyze it, but I'm like, what the hell do you mean?
Yeah, just be clear. And don't say it is what it is. That really throws off everything you said before that. You just wash it away with, well, it is what it is. We'll work through it. But the Lions obviously are making progressions in the minority hiring with our new GM, and not unfortunately, but because of the new systems in place in the NFL, the Chargers got rewarded. We did not, but that's okay because they put in the effort of grooming. They put in the effort of bringing somebody up through the organization.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. I don't mind that type of reward if you put in the time and put in the work and put in the effort. We've talked about this before. What I hate is, hey, just bring someone in, check the box, and you're great.
Yeah, it just seems so cheap.
Right.
It's just okay, we're going to reward a team for interviewing a minority candidate when you should just interview minority candidates and give everybody a fair shake.
That to me is really what is alarming. It's why do you even have to make that a thing? Minority or not, interview who you think is the best fit for the job.
Right. Well,
that's what I never understood.
When the rule was put in place, it made sense. I don't think it now. It's just kind of like I said. It's become a check the box thing.
Right. And I feel like now it is more so a check the box thing than it ever was.
And another thing I don't understand is again, I have to go to this. The NFL is over 75% African American.
Right.
So are you trying to tell me that that there has to be a process to encourage teams to interview African American or any minority candidates? There are 32 NFL teams.
Yep.
You mean to tell me there's a problem that there can't be 7 minority coaches?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's all a process, and it's all about coming up through the system. And the more opportunities you get at the lower level, the more opportunities you get. But this is why people are pointing to Eric Bieniemy doesn't have a job yet. I'm assuming he's taken that Houston job, and that's why it's just been this.
I think it's either one of two things. He's waiting to see what Houston is going to do with that Deshaun Watson situation, because I'm going to be honest. Going to the Texans that's dysfunctional, or staying offensive coordinator and with Patrick Mahomes and waiting for another go around.
Right.
Me, I'd probably stay in KC for another go around.
And that's guaranteed you're going back to the same place that you are right now in the finals.
Right.
So it's why take that risk in your career?
Because somebody's going to get fired next year, and he can maybe get in a better situation. But yeah, it's either he's not interviewing well or it's something else.
Right. So one thing we forgot to mention when we were talking about Dan Campbell is he's already beating Matt Patricia. You know how he's beating Matt Patricia? Art, you got that graphic that you could throw up on the back? Boom!
Yep.
Right there, baby. Look at this. YouTube has spoken.
And this is the day of. You see that on the bottom right. 10 hours ago is when this video was posted, when I took this screenshot. 10 hours ago. So That's a lot of more views.
A little bit. 4.5K compared to 79,000.
And he's just such a better looking dude too, man. I'm excited for Dan Campbell.
Yeah, and Matt Patricia kind of looks like that drunk uncle you never want at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
He's got to go by 10 o'clock because he's too drunk.
If we're just doing the eyeball test, which one of these guys do you want playing football and coaching you? Come on,
Playing football? Are you serious?
So yeah, I thought that was a fun statistic. You pulled that up?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But that's how viral all those clips went yesterday. And I guess when you go outlandish and you swear a little bit during your press conference and you talk about eating kneecaps and getting knocked down and standing back up and killing people and eating their babies and all that stuff, like it literally, that's why it went viral. And I love it. There's buzz about the Detroit Lions. When's the last time, no matter what it was, there was good buzz about the Lions?
Literally, besides a bad referee call, I can't remember the last time it's happened.
Right, good buzz. When's the last time?
Crickets.
Exactly.
That's messed up.
Isn't that crazy to think about? Like, when's the last time the entire national media picked up a Lions story and was like, this is awesome?
I will say at first I thought it was just like, hey, I'm at Woodward Sports, I'm hearing about everything. And then like Corey said, you get on Twitter, it's everywhere. And I mean, 79,000 views in less than a couple hours, and Patricia's got like 4,000. Like you can tell, like just his dedication to the team, it's already showing.
Well, and that's going to be the energy that hopefully when NFL season starts next year, Ford Field's going to be packed again. And it's going to be packed full of Dan Campbell heads. Like, not Matt Patricia people.
Yep.
It's going to be die-hard football guys ready to go insane.
One thing that really just was shocking to me was Dan Campbell was talking about how he's so full of energy. This dude drinks a gallon of coffee every single day.
No way. Is that what he said?
A gallon of coffee.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Birmingham Roast, you better get this guy an endorsement.
Dude, like, that's crazy. A gallon, like what's normal? Like 1 cup, right?
Yeah, like 16 ounces. Here's what I want to know. If Matt Patricia has the pencil, that's what he's known for.
Right.
What does Dan Campbell have? Is it an axe? Is it a Viking skull?
It's the sunglasses, man. It's the PC Principal sunglasses.
There you go.
Like, it's those Ray-Bans from 1986. Like, you just see Dan Campbell at the Woodward Dream Cruise in his IROC Z, just rolling down, like, top off. Oh man, blasting some like Leonard Skinner or something. Like this is what I see this guy doing every single day. So shout out to Dan Campbell. Thank you for the great comment. We got to shout out Justin Spiro. He's saying, Joey, that he tweeted that graphic and you stole it from him.
Yeah, he's saying you stole his content, bro.
You stealing content, man?
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh no, I grabbed it. Did he really tweet that?
Yeah, where'd you grab it from?
I was just I saw things going around about views, and then I went through.
Yeah,
That's funny.
He said he tweeted it out first, man. You're stealing. This is why Corey doesn't give out his press conference questions.
You can't. Credit to Spiro.
There you go.
Listen, there's a lot of content going around everywhere.
A lot of content going on.
Great piece, Spiro.
And we got to say hi to Dale, hi to Jenna, hi to Daryl. Thank you guys for watching today, and thank everybody on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook Live. We're going to take like 30-second break. We'll be right back because you know what time it is, guys?
What time?
Time to get ill. No, it's it's time to talk about playoffs.
It's going to be a fun
football
weekend.
Happening this weekend. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. I like this beat.
Love how happy you are with these music beds now.
Oh, beats make me... Turn that beat up a little bit, Art. Yeah, look at that. It's Friday. Football Friday.
The best part? Corey and I don't have our headphones in.
Yeah. That's why you're always off beat, baby. All right, Art, thank you. You can turn that down a bit. Thank you, Art. No, I'm just happy we got our music back, so thank you for that. Thank you to all the engineers that have been working on the Woodward Sports Studio. Like, we're completely revamping the studio. I mean, you guys have seen this whole process come from when the first days we were in here and we had the big arms coming up. We were just using little webcams right here to now you see we got these beautiful cameras that shows so much detail. You can see Corey's trim line from his guy every single morning, and this studio is just constantly getting better and better and better and better as we go. And we can't thank you guys enough for being a part of this whole process and supporting us through this whole thing and getting us to where we are now and helping us get to where we're going in a couple months. I can't wait till this whole stuff is completed.
And that's kind of been the fun part to it, is every single step of improvement that we've made, like looking back, is going to be the best part about it.
Right. And that's the best part. We got it all on video,
Yes.
so we could do like a little time lapse of how everything evolved. So once again, thank you guys for all the support of the Woodward Sports Network. We couldn't be expanding like we are without you guys, so thank you very much. Now let's get into it, man. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I love when four of the best teams all get to play each other. To me, the championship games this weekend are usually better games than the Super Bowl because the teams are more familiar with each other. You got some rivalry action going on. And I just feel like the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl is kind of a circus.
Oh, my God.
And like as much as it's fun, it takes away from – these guys are there to play a game.
I sometimes just wish they did away with the Pro Bowl and they just went the next week was the Super Bowl, but that's just me.
Right.
That whole 2 weeks just of anticipation, I can't take it.
And it's really just 2 weeks so they can do all the media.
Yeah.
And all the press. Like
Smart.
They don't really need
So
that week.
smart, though.
Yeah, because imagine if they still did all this crap and it was just crammed into 1 week. The players wouldn't even be able to play the Super Bowl.
Man, that's got to be rough, though. I've seen it on... I've seen all the media circus on a like NBA All-Star and a bowl game level, and that's crazy. But the Super Bowl, I can just only freaking imagine how much they got to do on that.
Especially all the prep and all the film they're watching on that game.
Right.
Like, I can only imagine that compared to regular games throughout the season.
Well, let's get into the AFC matchup. This is such a fun matchup. I mean, these two teams are very similar in a lot of ways. The percentage right now that they have Kansas City winning this game is 58.3% to 41.7% for Buffalo. So it's not as big of a disparity. Like, I've heard some people think this is just going to be a complete blowout.
I don't see a complete blowout, but if anybody thinks that Josh Allen is going to come in there and just light it up, I mean, I can see him going in there and doing that. But if Patrick Mahomes is playing, it's going to be a close game. If Chad Henne is playing, I think he can game manage them to possibly have a chance to win, but I don't think he would actually.
And especially when you look at the Bills' defense and what they brought last week. Holding the Ravens down to 3 points, that is not happening on Sunday. You're not holding the Chiefs down to 3 points.
No, I mean, on the season, the Kansas City Chiefs are averaging 29.6 points a game. The Bills are averaging 31.3, though.
Second in the league.
Bigger number.
And then on defense, the Chiefs are at 17 points a game, and the Bills are at 13.5. So that's why I'm saying, like, in each aspect, they're not that far off, but the Bills edge them on both areas.
Barely. They do, but
Hey,
barely.
man, numbers is the numbers.
Yeah.
Winning's winning.
So, my thing is, hold on. I'm trying to get my thoughts, because I'm just...
You going to talk about Mahomes?
He's playing.
Yeah,
Limited practice again yesterday.
I will bet my entire life savings that he's playing. So
I
I got
playing.
$5.
Because
It's different.
Yeah, the more reports I see coming out, they're just trying to like he's getting better. He's ramping up. So I'm expecting him to play. I'm just wondering, like, is he going to be really ready? Like, yeah, he's passed his test to get out on there, but what's going to happen when he takes that first hit?
Right.
So that's what I'm kind of worried about.
The question isn't if he's playing or not, because we know he's playing.
Yes.
If the dude hit the practice field 2 days in a row with limited participation, he's still going to play the game. We know that. But to Corey's point, how will he be after those hits? Because Mahomes is the guy that takes hits.
Yeah, and honestly, the hit that put him out really wasn't a collision hit. Like, we keep looking at the film, and some people think he got choked out, and that's what made him. But if he, and we talked about this, if he got choked out, why did he fail the concussion protocol?
I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna look at it again. Maybe it was even though I didn't see his head slam the ground or anything like that. Maybe it was just, I don't know, maybe it's something that was missed.
Right.
I don't know.
No, if you watch it, his head doesn't touch the ground at all.
So,
It's
like, I'm
very
trying to
strange.
I can't call it.
So total offense for the teams this year, this is where the Chiefs edge out the Bills just a little bit. The Chiefs have 425 yards a game. Bills about 400 yards a game. So needless to say, we're looking at an offensive game.
Yes.
I mean, I would be floored if this was a defensive battle.
And then there's something on the line for both teams just outside of, of course, going to the Super Bowl. For the Chiefs, they'll be like with the first AFC team to trying to repeat as Super Bowl champions since like one of the Patriots teams. Mm-hmm. And then you got the Bills. They're trying to go ahead and erase that losing 4 straight Super Bowl mystique. So it's a lot on the line for both of them.
As Lions fans, would you take that as our history, losing 4 straight Super Bowls? Like, and that's what you got to hang your hat on?
I mean, right now.
You would?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like 4 more weeks of watching football every single season.
That is true. But it's also like getting so close and getting just shot down it's such a tease.
I would rather say that I've seen the Lions go to 4 Super Bowls than to say that I've never seen the Lions win a playoff game in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's true.
At least when I can remember.
They both suck, but I mean, that's
right.
Something that we don't even know what it feels like.
The Bills are trying to erase that, and if you go to Buffalo right now, you can walk into any CVS or any party store or anything, and they are selling folding tables everywhere.
I've got the footage behind you of Mahomes. It definitely looked like a choke. It didn't look like he was hit on impact or helmet to helmet. This is the footage of him getting up.
Him getting up?
Yeah, we've shown a bunch of times. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you're the
Still
MMA
scary.
guy. And
he definitely got choked out. You could see, I don't have that footage to pull up, but you could see that his neck was being tugged on. And what people don't understand from a person who's been choked out multiple times.
Shout out to your wife.
Yeah, shout out to my wife who beats me regularly. It takes 2 seconds to choke somebody out. It's not 60. Like, holding your breath and getting choked out are 2 different things because you're literally cutting off the supply of oxygen.
And blood, right. It just shuts you down.
I think honestly that it was the way that he was held. You could see that it was around his neck on the way down. Obviously, they have to do the concussion protocols in the NFL. Him coming to practice back so quickly proves that it wasn't a helmet-to-helmet hit or something to do with an impact on his brain in particular.
Like a pinched nerve or something?
Yeah, I mean, I could choke you out right now and show you. It's like a very easy
I'm
process.
all right. I'm fast.
Show us on fish.
Yeah,
Show us fish out. Let's get over here. No, actually, that's what Fremont Jackson's saying right now. He had a pinched nerve or something like that. I don't know. To me, it's just... Even if he got choked out, my question is, why did he fail the concussion protocol?
Yeah.
To me, that just shows that maybe he had a concussion at some point that they never checked out to begin with, and it caught up to him.
It's just getting exposed
once
now.
he finally had to be looked at.
Because they said concussion, right?
They did.
So,
I mean, he's in the concussion protocol. So.
I mean, we heard Calvin Johnson say it before. There's been times that he's had concussions and did not leave the game for a concussion. So, yeah, he might have gotten hit, like you said.
It's lack of oxygen. I mean, I know Fremont's in there saying that it was a pinched nerve, and I understand that. But the thing is he could have gotten hit a couple plays before that set it off.
Maybe.
And then you get choked out on top of it. Like,
right.
Yeah. Still, he's playing this weekend, so good luck.
I mean, honestly, this is the way football used to be played. Like, you get a concussion, you get your ass back out on the field.
Oh, yeah.
You'd see guys back in, like, not even that long ago, even like 10 years ago, you'd see them, like, stumbling to the sideline and next play, right back out there trying to make a play. So that's why now they got a spotter for the NFL where if a guy looks wobbly, he'll call down to the officials and say, hey, get number 32 out of there. He looked like he got a concussion. Let's check him out. Like, the NFL has taken these steps mostly because of the infinite lawsuits they're going to receive from, like, the Junior Seau camp and stuff like that. If you're not familiar with the Junior Seau story, he was a linebacker for a long time, and he had CTE from all the hits that he had in his brain. And he ended up tragically killing himself. He shot himself in the chest with a shotgun so that way they could study his brain.
Well, and I mean, look at Anthony Hernandez. I mean, you look at situations like that.
Aaron Hernandez?
There we go. This is why I'm the MMA guy. But you look at those situations, and I mean, your brain is your helmet. Like, it's your memory card. It's your hard drive. You start losing that. Joik was actually talking yesterday about when he was at the Lions and the concussion protocol back then. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. But he said it was basically like, hey, you okay? Okay, where are you at right now? And then, I mean, you could take an ambulance or go, in the back, but it's changed so much now to where you mentioned the wobbly status. You're going back. Like,
In the NFL, like I said, they've changed their protocols just for that reason, to make sure that's not just a slap on the ass and get back out there and be tough, because these guys are tough. There's no question about it. They're tough, but we can't force them to play with brain injuries.
And it's just long term. That's all we're thinking.
Right.
Will he be good for this game? I'm sure it's a yes. But it's just the long term effect. And then, when you look at the Chiefs and their future, what do you want out of your future franchise quarterback?
Right. So the over-under for this game is the Chiefs are favored by 3 points, which pretty much makes this a pick'em game.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. Anytime you're on the road, you get +3, or anytime you're at home, you get +3. They gave the Chiefs +3. What are you guys taking in this game? You taking the over, or you taking the spread, or do you want to do our score picks right now, or do you want to go over a couple matchups?
Let's go over some matchups.
Okay.
Let's do this last.
Let's do this last. Well, the injury report, Zach Moss is going to be out, so that means Devin Singletary is going to get a lot of work. A lot of work. How do you think Singletary is going to match up against the Kansas City defense?
I don't know. I think he might be able to get off, but tough to say to be honest.
Right. I think the key to the offense obviously is Josh Allen. So really, Singletary may have a big game, but you got to contain Josh Allen if you're the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's just so on fire too.
Dude, he's so big, so athletic. Like he's literally like a more athletic Roethlisberger.
I can get with that.
He's just huge.
He's just a really big guy. But what I'm really looking out for is the Honey Badger. I'm curious to see if. I think he's going to be the guy that's going to galvanize that Chiefs defense. So if he's out there playing with his head on fire, I think that's going to be the guy that you got to watch out for, because I've seen him bait quarterbacks into doing some stupid decisions, and Josh Allen is a risk taker. So.
Did you see the Honey Badger last week against the Baltimore Ravens, how he was setting that edge? Like, he plays safety, and, Lamar Jackson's running his sweep, and all of a sudden this dude runs from 40 yards. He doesn't make the tackle, but what he does is he cuts off the outside angle, turns Lamar Jackson back in, and he boom, gets nailed. But you just see this guy come out of nowhere.
He's so fast, but you don't see really safeties like that making a difference on the field anymore.
Right.
But with him, it's freaking amazing.
Yeah, he's very Troy Polamalu-esque, and even when Delmas was here, Delmas would make those plays. He just come in like a rocket and take out somebody catching a screen pass.
So, that's who I'm going to be looking out for. And I also think what Stephon Diggs is going to come to play. I believe he's going to ball out. He's been balling out the entire season. This is his best season of his career.
Yeah.
Over 120 receptions, 1,500 receiving yards. That's gonna, if he is able to have his normal game, I think it's gonna be he's gonna be hard out.
Who's gonna have more receiving yards, Travis Kelce or Stephon Diggs?
I'm gonna go with Diggs.
You gonna go with Diggs?
I'm gonna go with Diggs, because you don't know which Mahomes is going to come to play, so he could spread it out between Kelce or Tyreek Hill. So
or Harden.
So
Harden gets the ball too. On the season, Travis Kelce has 105 catches, 1,400 yards, and 11 TDs. Stephon Diggs 127 receptions, 1,535 yards, and 8 TDs. So their numbers, they're close, but I'm going to take Kelce in this situation, because there's just so many weapons on Kansas City that you have to worry about. I think Kansas City's game plan has to be shut down Stephon Diggs. That's just game plan A, B, and C, because if you shut him down, they don't really have any other weapons that scare me like Kansas City does.
Yeah, it's like a weapon in each
everywhere you look, he's got something.
Oh, and the way the coaches use him, the tackle's a weapon sometimes. They'll make him eligible and go out for a catch.
So if they shut down Stephon Diggs, then they got Moss out. It'd be really, you would really see what Josh Allen is made of in that moment.
I like this. Cole Beasley is the X factor. Very well could be if they focus a lot on Stephon Diggs. And you got to love guys like Cole Beasley. The guy doesn't look like an NFL player. He's not the size of the NFL player, but he just makes plays happen. He's a football player.
He's small, but, small guy on the field, but big impact.
Right.
So that's all that matters.
So those are some of the matchups I'm worried about or thinking about. And then, the obvious one is quarterback matchup. Who do you think is going to have a better game, Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, with Mahomes, he's really consistent.
Right.
And that's the thing that you get out of Mahomes. And for Josh Allen, this is his first time really being on this level. So it's going to be a big test for him. But, I mean, it all goes back to Mahomes and his health.
Yeah. Corey, what you thinking? You taking, if you had to win this game, one game, you taking Josh Allen or a maybe injured Mahomes?
I'm a person just gonna, in this situation, I'm gonna go off recent history. I'm going with Josh Allen.
Ooh, I like it.
I'm going with Josh Allen.
Recent history, you threw me off. I was like, recent history.
Are
All
you
right,
talking about
Mahomes.
when they played each other earlier in the season?
I'm just talking about, like, over this season, we've seen Josh Allen play like the MVP. Granted, Mahomes was the MVP, but we've seen Josh Allen play like the MVP. I'm going to go with him riding that streak into a win.
So
momentum's in his favor is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, and when they played each other earlier this season, Mahomes had 225 yards and 2 TDs. You know who had the big game? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's who had the big game, 161 yards rushing. Like, in that game, the Chiefs exposed the rushing weakness of the Bills' defense, and they went over 200 yards rushing in that game. They didn't even focus on Mahomes. So,
how scary is that?
Right. You have that on tape. You've played them this season, and you're going to adjust your game plan to hopefully stop the run this time.
But then you got to worry about the pass.
So, yeah, I mean, that was a good game between the two. 26-17 was the final score. That put the Chiefs at 5-1 and the Bills at 4-2. How did Josh Allen do that game? Josh Allen only had 122 yards and 2 TDs and an interception.
Yeah.
And he led the team in rushing with 42 yards.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have a repeat performance of that.
42 yards.
Yeah,
Lead rusher.
Stephon Diggs, 6 receptions, 46 yards, and a touch. So, I mean, the first time they played, the Chiefs clearly dominated them. Like, they just beat them in every aspect of the game.
Beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see. The thing about the Chiefs is I look at them comparing to college as like an Alabama. If they get started hot, it's over.
Oh, speaking of Alabama, Bill O'Brien as your OC after hiring Doug Marrone as your line coach. Why does Alabama have better assistant coaches than professional football teams?
It's Bama. Come on.
It's just crazy. Bill O'Brien was the GM and head coach of the Texans, and he's like, yeah, I'll go run some OC for Alabama. Like, what is that? It's like just the no-pressure job?
I mean, I looked at that, and I'm like, damn, first of all, like, how did Bill O'Brien get such a good-ass job that quick? That threw me off. I mean,
he was a hell of a college coach. Hell of a college coach.
Yeah, I just thought that what he did, how he undid the whole Texan scenario, I thought that at least maybe a year from now he would have been able to go ahead and get back out there. I'm like, you didn't miss a beat, really.
No, he parlayed it in one of the most comfy jobs you'll ever have in your life.
Oh, man.
So that's what I'm like. He came up quick.
Yeah, so shout out to Bill O'Brien, man, for finessing the NCAA. I mean, it's just crazy to me that Saban is so well respected as a college coach. Former pro GMs and head coaches are like, yeah, I'll be your offensive line coach. I'll be your OC. Like,
you're just trying to get rings. At that point,
it just blows my mind.
You're gonna get. I mean, you're gonna get well paid. You're gonna be on national recognition. Like, everybody's gonna see you because on Alabama, you're either playing in a big bowl game or the national championship, which you can really just rename it the Alabama Invitational.
Yeah, that's what Charlie's saying. Alabama rebuilds reputations. But, I mean, we're sitting here worried about Harbaugh and all that. Like, Bill O'Brien would have been a great replacement for Harbaugh as a head coach, not as my OC.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he was familiar with the Big Ten.
Yeah.
He did well at Penn State.
I had to think about Penn State, like, yeah.
Yeah, he crushed it at Penn State. Like, those teams, the McSorley teams, they had no business being as good as they were, but they were damn near competing for national championships.
Yeah, I can't argue that. Damn. Now you making me think about.
Sorry for bringing up Alabama.
No, it's okay.
Touchy subject.
It just sparked that because I saw that going through the ticker. I'm like, Bill O'Brien, offensive coordinator for Alabama. What is that?
Damn.
So
now you're making me think too hard about, damn, he would have been good there.
Wouldn't that have been an amazing hire? But either way, so Bill O'Brien's out. And why did you bring that up, Joey? What were we talking about?
Honestly, you just completely took that away. But what I was saying is that with the Chiefs, if they get off to a hot start, it's going to be that Alabama effect. Because once they get off to a hot start, there's no coming back.
No.
They're too consistent.
They can outscore you at any point in the
Yes.
game. They're literally the why can't I think of their name? The Golden State Warriors of the NFL.
Yeah, the one thing I like about the Chiefs is that when they get up on you, they're not complacent. They don't try to take the foot off the gas. They try to go for the throat.
They're not the Pistons.
Oh, why you gotta do that, Joey? Why you gotta do that, Joey?
It was funny. I love my Pistons.
Yeah, I love the Pistons too, but damn, they can't close a game. Okay, so let's get into our over/under and our scores for the game. Like I said, the Chiefs are favored by 3 in this game. The over/under is 54. And before we give our scores, if you're looking to bet on this game, MyBookie is pretty much the best online gambling site. You've heard the name just about everywhere. MyBookie, the industry-leading online sportsbook and casino. I mean, you can bet NFL, NBA, college ball, MMA, soccer, and what I like about it is you can bet in-game. Like if you want to bet the next play is going to be a run, you can get that in. So make sure you go to MyBookie. They're the best online casino that there is. I know it's going legal here in Michigan at 12, but you can hop in early right now at MyBookie, and they're going to match up your first deposit all the way up to 50% for, $1,000 is as high as they'll go. So you put $1,000 in, you're getting $500 back from MyBookie, but you have to enter promo code Woodward, and then you get that money.
I was messing with it a little bit yesterday, getting ready for the big debut.
That's awesome. All right, so if you're betting on this game, Joey, through MyBookie, who are you taking?
I'm taking the Chiefs by 5, and 30-25 is the score.
30-25. So you're going with the over.
Yep.
Like right at the over,
Yep.
55. Okay.
Yep. I mean, it's just two explosive teams on offense.
Right. Corey, who you got in this game?
I'm going Bills, 33-27.
33-27 Bills.
Oof.
Why are you picking the Bills?
I just have you know what? The Chiefs are, to me, let's say this right now. If Patrick Mahomes is playing and his normal self, the Chiefs are the better team. The Chiefs, if anybody picks the Chiefs, it's a smart pick. I'm picking the Bills simply off of a hunch.
A hunch. All
and
right.
a feeling. I just got a feeling
Last time you had that feeling, it was right.
Yeah, just that's really what it is. It's just a hunch.
Okay. I got the Chiefs winning this game. I'm kind of like you, heart telling me Bills, head's telling me Chiefs. So I'm taking the Chiefs in this game. I think they're going to cover the spread too. I think it's going to be, like 34-27. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Super high-scoring.
A fun game, a back-and-forth game. And that's the type of football we love to see this time of year. So yeah, there's our scores for the game. If you guys want to predict your scores, put them in the comments section right now, and we'll read them back in a little bit. We got 31-28 Chiefs from my boy Promo Dave. People are siding with you, Corey. Kendra says she's with Corey. She wants the Bills. Lynn says I'm going Bills. So, I mean, people are split on this game, and, you look at the odds, and it's, it's pretty close.
It'd be fun, though, having the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 34-17 Kansas City. So some people are predicting a blowout.
I don't know. Okay, I ain't gonna disrespect them like that. Now the Chiefs. Yeah, even if the Chiefs win, but that's a large discrepancy. 30.
Yeah, Daryl says he's with you, Corey. So we're gonna take a quick break right now. We'll be back in about 30 seconds to talk about the next game on the docket: Green Bay Packers versus the Bucs. We'll talk about that next. So the next big game on the docket, and this is the game It's the battle of the old men quarterbacks, which we like to see. It's the Morning Woodward Show on Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. We got Corey over here and Joey over here. And obviously the next game we got to talk about, the biggest things happening this weekend are the NFC and AFC championship games. Let's get into the NFC championship. Whew, we got these two guys going at each other. Aaron Rodgers going up against Tom Brady, the GOAT of GOATs, which we decided yesterday. And if Tom Brady wins this Super Bowl, he is definitely locking that title up for the rest of eternity. So let's talk about it, man. Quarterback matchups. We can start there. Who do you got in this game? If you were coaching this game, which quarterback would you rather have in your pocket?
Tom Brady. That's just it. It's great. Aaron Rodgers is how can I say this? Aaron Rodgers is one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen. It's just not off of accomplishment, just off of a pure skill of a quarterback. Probably one or two for me. But in a big game situation, I'm not betting against Tom Brady. I'm just not.
Yeah.
It's never. I'm never going to bet against Tom Brady. And also too, his ego comes out when he's going up against another great quarterback. It's like he'll lose to a Nick Foles or he'll lose to an Eli Manning. He occasionally may lose to a Peyton, but Peyton's a great. But he's not. When he sees another great quarterback in front of him, he sees blood.
He's the GOAT, man. I mean, and that's why, like, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And he's playing the best quarterback in the league this week. I mean, their season statistics, Aaron Rodgers, what do you have? Like 4,300 yards, 48 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Wow.
And Tom Brady, pretty close on yardage, 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 12 TDs. So the touchdown to interception ratio for both of them are through the roof. I mean, these guys don't make mistakes. They're smart quarterbacks. They're savvy quarterbacks. They're going to throw the ball away. They're going to eat it when they need to take a sack. I don't see many mistakes coming out of the quarterback position during this game.
It's actually, you know what I do?
You do? Okay.
If we're going to base off of their last matchup, because this season Buccaneers beat the brakes off the Packers 38-10, and that game was not even really about the quarterbacks. It was about their other parts, because I'm looking at it right now. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, they both didn't throw over 200 yards.
No,
in that game.
Aaron Rodgers, like QBR, that game was like 34 point something.
He had 160 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks.
That's
unheard of.
That's like me. He looks like me out there.
Unheard of from
Aaron
him.
Rodgers doesn't throw picks. He threw 2 in one game,
and he threw 5 all season. So
And then when you look at that, like that game in Week 6 wasn't even close.
Right.
38-10 the final score. The last time that they both saw each other. And that right there is just scary as a Packers fan. Because first off, to Corey's point, is this is going to be the 14th championship appearance for Tom Brady. Like, the dude under pressure is the GOAT.
Right.
And it's going to be his 10th Super Bowl appearance.
That's crazy. That's crazy that
The
he's been
dude
to
just
10
got
Super Bowls.
experience.
I hear them talking about weather a lot. And obviously, Brady being in the Tampa Bay area and everything, going up to Lambeau Field, how much, percentage-wise, does that impact the game, in your opinion?
For Brady?
Normal people versus Brady.
I don't think it impacts it much, because he played in New England and they play in inclement weather. It's not the frozen tundra, but I don't think some snow and some cold is going to affect him at all. He's kicked ass in all weather.
Sunday,
do we got snow? Oh, you got weather?
Yeah, Sunday it's supposed to be a little bit of snow and 30 degrees. So that's, I mean,
It's nothing.
That's football weather right
Yeah,
there.
that's honestly great weather.
That is great weather. And like Corey said, I really don't see that being an issue because of all the seasons he spent in New England playing in the worst weather type of conditions that you could ever play in. I mean, he's had big games, like even the Tuck Rule game was in a lot of snow against the Raiders. So,
and I also think that it's going to come down to it's definitely, the last game was about defense. I think this game is going to come down to the rushing attack. I like the Buccaneers running attack more than I do like the Packers. And the Buccaneers have a couple of guys they can switch up and throw at them. I think Leonard Fournette is going to really give the Packers a
really.
I think he's in that cold. I think he's going to give them a real tough time.
Okay. Well, let's go over, points per game on the season. The Green Bay Packers are at about 32, and the Buccaneers are at 31.
Dude.
And then you switch over to the defensive side. The Packers are allowing 18 points a game. The Bucs 21.5 points a game. Pretty much yardage-wise, Green Bay 401, Bucs 393. So, I mean, they are pretty identical in all of those areas. And then you got the two quarterbacks matching up. To me, the biggest part of this is going to be, will Ndamukong Suh kill Aaron Rodgers?
I think that is a high possibility. I think he's been salivating, like foaming at the mouth for this.
Yeah, it's like when you're a little kid, not saying Ndamukong Suh was ever a little kid. Don't misconstrue what I'm
you
saying.
You whooped your ass at the age of like 4.
I'd say when Ndamukong Suh was here, he had really no chance of competing with Aaron Rodgers. Like, they kept whooping our ass and whooping our ass and whooping our ass to the point where he was stomping on Dietrich Smith, right? Then he moves to Tampa Bay. Well, he went to a couple other teams, but now he's in Tampa Bay with Tom Brady got your back, and now he's got a chance to knock Aaron Rodgers out of the playoffs. I think Suh is going to go full Ndamukong Suh this weekend and have a monster game.
You guys you ever watch wrestling growing up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Suh is like a baby face. he's going to go back full heel in this game.
Yep.
He's going to turn into a true villain. And I think he's going to have like at least about, he's going to hit about 2 sacks.
That's what Aaron Darnold had last game. So, yeah.
About 2 or 3 sacks.
Yeah.
In a couple of hurries where he's just slinging them around.
You got to. That's the only way that they're going to be able to stop the Bucs offense.
The Packers offense. Yeah, the Packers offense is off the charts, too.
Yeah, you need that pressure on.
And it's crazy because when you look at the Packers offense, you don't consider them like a Kansas City offense. That you look at them and you're like, they don't really have the weapons, but then you look, Devontae Adams, that's a weapon, a damn good weapon. Then you look at the running back, Adams, yeah, it's a damn good weapon. So as much as you can, you look at them and you don't see them as superstars, Packers got some superstars on offense.
And Aaron Rodgers just makes everything flow. Like he's that quarterback that this is where he's like Brady in a sense. He can make everybody around him better, and he's just so surgical with how he maneuvers in the pocket and his passes. So it doesn't really matter whether you have big name superstars on his offense. He's going to turn them into superstars.
Yeah, and that's one thing that the greats do. They make average players better. I mean, we talk about what Tom Brady did in New England for many years. You didn't even know half the names on the roster that he was throwing to half the time.
But now you do.
Now you do, right.
All because of him.
Because they play with Tom. Like Alan Lazard, probably not going to do much, but when you give him Aaron Rodgers, he was a decent wide receiver. So I love this matchup. I love we're seeing the changing of the guard in the NFL. We've mentioned it before. The AFC's the young cats, the NFC's the old dogs trying to hang on to that title. Drew Brees obviously fell off in the NFC, but think about that. The last 3 quarterbacks standing in the NFC are all-time greats. All-time greats. Like, not just our era greats, like all time.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be such fundamental football in this game, too. It's not like you got the running quarterbacks that is going to change up the entire game. You got just straight clean football. They're going to do such fun drives, and it's just going to be who can make less mistakes this game.
Yeah, the player that I'm really interested in watching is Devin White. Like, he needs to have a big game at linebacker. He did last game. Like, he was showing out. That dude was all over the field. And if he could do that, we've seen Aaron Rodgers, when you put pressure on him, get rattled, get pissy. As much as he smiles and has fun during the games, if you knock him down and you make him uncomfortable, he gets just as down and just as, pissed.
I'm going to go, you know what? You know who's going to be my key to the game? My X Factor? He's going to be my man. Business is booming. AB.
Now they say he may not play.
He's gonna play.
He gonna play?
Yeah, he ain't sitting out.
AB is not.
His old ass is hitting the field.
AB is not sitting out this game. I can.
He sat out practice all week, but you think he's gonna play for sure?
I think he's gonna have his TO moment. He's gonna play. He's gonna find a way to get himself in that game. But if not, they still have, Evans, Goodwin, Gronk. I mean,
how crazy is that?
Right.
Like legit, you just start naming off. All right, well, they don't even need him. They still got this and this and this and this.
Would you rather have Kansas City's offense, or would you rather have the Bucks offense with all the weapons? Not the scheme. I'm talking weapons.
Kansas City's just so fun with Hill and just yeah, but it's Brady.
Ooh, I know.
Okay,
man.
if you strip away the quarterback, we're counting the quarterback or
Counting
just,
the quarterback.
Okay,
I'm talking weapons.
Kansas City.
Kansas City?
Yeah,
Okay.
because as much as I love Tom Brady, I know he's the GOAT and everything like that, I'm still betting on him with one game. As far as just an offense, flowing offense, Mahomes just makes everything go.
Right, but the way I look at it is Tom Brady has 3 top-end wide receivers.
Yeah.
Chiefs only have 1. They both have top-end tight ends.
But
we know that.
playmakers.
But
Would this be the first time in the history of the Super Bowl that the home team gets to play at home? You know what I'm saying? Like Brady and
because it's in Tampa?
yeah.
No,
like,
I think that's happened before.
someone had mentioned in the comments like it's the first time that it's happened.
Okay.
But I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Like how crazy would that be that it's never happened before? It's a perfect ending for Tom Brady.
Oh, it would be a perfect ending, especially if they played the Packers, because that's the matchup of Super Bowl #1. It was Kansas City versus Green Bay.
Isn't that kind of weird? Like how all that is piecing together. Like it's just kind of eerie. Like it seems like if that was to happen, it would be like a fairy tale Super Bowl.
I mean, and that would be the most poetic way for Tom Brady to go out.
You
right?
have to.
Yeah.
You have to go out. There's no other way to this story.
Or the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Packers. That would not be a poetic way for Tom Brady to go out. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It would be a poetic way for the season to end. Like if the Chiefs played the Packers, the rematch of Super Bowl #1. But if Tom Brady plays the Packers, it's going to be crazy.
So what I'm reading is there have been teams that have played in their home state for a Super Bowl, but they've never played at their home venue.
Huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Never?
Oh,
Yeah.
so maybe like the Oakland Raiders played at the Rose Bowl or something like that.
That's right here. The 1979 Rams played at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
And then,
That doesn't count. It's got to be your field.
And San Francisco 49ers, they played at Stanford Stadium.
Okay. So, yeah, no, it's been in the same state, but not for the home team. Like that's pretty awesome. Because you saw when the Super Bowl was here in Detroit, all the Pittsburgh fans that drove here because it was in such a close vicinity.
But you know what? That would be another feather in his cap as the GOAT. No matter how he plays, Tom Brady would have started the whole playoffs on the road, and his last game of the season is a home game at the Super Bowl. Again, that's another mic drop why he has to leave.
That gives me
He
chills.
has to retire if they win.
You think he has to retire if they win?
43 years old. Mm-hmm. You start off you're a wild card team. You are on the road the entire playoffs, and your last game of the season is the Super Bowl at home. Your 10th Super Bowl appearance and your possibly 7th ring on a new team. What more do you have to prove?
That's what's craziest about all this is his first year playing with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Like, you took the team to the playoffs already. That's a huge accomplishment. You take them to the Super Bowl after 1 year, after leaving the Pats and being there for so long.
13 years since the last time they went to the
13
playoffs.
years. It's nuts.
It is nuts, man, and it just shows that how great he is. Like, we had Rob Parker on earlier in the week calling him lucky. If I could get an ounce of that luck, I'll take it. Because obviously, he's the luckiest human to ever walk the planet at this point then. Like, because nobody falls into 10 Super Bowls.
Luck only gets you so far.
Robbie made a good point. Would it be funny being in the away team when your opponent gets your locker?
That would be hilarious. And you're playing Aaron Rodgers and it's number 12 on the locker, and he's just like, this is my locker.
That's awesome.
Oh man, but that would be an awesome scene for Tom Brady to win it during a home game. So I mean, any other matchups you guys are interested in watching? I mean, we talked about Ndamukong Suh, talked about Devin White, we've talked about Aaron Rodgers, we've talked about Adams on both sides. What do you guys thinking here? Who do you got in this game? Are you going Bucks or
what's the spread on this one?
The spread is 3.5. I have.
Sheesh, they're both so close.
Yeah, and the spread's been adjusting a little bit here and there, just by a point up and down. Like the over/under, I think, was 51. Now it's 51.5. So it keeps kind of fluctuating, but no big swings. So final predictions. What do you guys think is going to happen during this playoff game?
I think that it's going to come down to, I don't want to say an Aaron Rodgers turnover.
Ooh.
It's not going to come down to that, but I do believe that they're going to be down at some point in the game, and he's going to turn the ball. It's going to be a turnover on downs where where the Buccaneers get the ball back and they just run the clock out.
This guy, that is the most in-depth.
I was going to say, if this happens, Corey is Nostradamus.
You are the GOAT.
At the 34-yard line with 28 seconds left on the clock.
They're going to have no timeouts because he messed up and he called that timeout.
Right, he called that earlier. They didn't get a challenge, so it cost them the timeout.
So I'm going 30. I'm going to go 30 to 26 bucks.
30 to 26 bucks.
That was close to mine. I got the Bucks going 35-24. Big difference.
Yeah.
Not as bad as a repeat as Week 6, but big difference.
See, I don't see this being that high scoring of a game. I'm looking at this as like a 24-17 Bucks win on the road against the Pack. And it's tough for me to pick against the Packers. Like, they've really had an incredible season. Obviously, we've talked about how great both of these quarterbacks are. Both of these games are just, they're such great matchups because each team mirrors each other so well. So well. We're getting some guesses in the chat right now. We got Bucks 41-21. We got Bucks for the win, 28-21 Bucks. A lot of people siding with the Bucks on this game, even though the Packers are favored by 3.5 points.
And it's simply because of Brady. It is. Like, you could put him on any team, and you just got to go with him under pressure in such a big game like this.
Right. It's going to be a fun weekend. I can't wait to sit my butt on the couch and watch football.
I wish the games were flip-flop, though.
Really?
Yeah, I want this game as the late game.
Yeah. I don't care. I'll watch this. I'll watch this at any time. Like, and now that the season is wrapping up, we can take a look back on the Wednesday day football that we had, the Tuesday night football that we had. Like
every single day of the week.
Yeah, every day we got football this year.
Yeah.
This was the first time in NFL history that we got a game pretty much every day of the week during the season. Lots had to change because of COVID, but they made it here to the NFC and AFC championship game with very limited canceled games. I mean, they moved stuff around, but, man, good job to the NFL because we're seeing the NBA not doing well right now.
No. And now is, I think, the bubble, when they had the bubble, they benefited from it, but now that they don't have the bubble, you can't really control the players, and they're all going out and doing this, that, and whatever, so...
Right.
It's kind of sucky.
Well, we got a lot more to talk about coming up. Dwayne Haskins signed with somebody. Conor McGregor had his weigh-in this morning, and he made weight. We got the video of that. Plus, a couple ladies had a big day yesterday, and we'll talk about that coming up right in about 30 seconds.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back. It is now time for Joey's news. Let's go, Joey.
And the best news of it all was Dan Campbell yesterday, just really impressing Detroit. If you weren't impressed, you are just a hater, and he is going to bite off your kneecap.
Bite the kneecaps. If you knock us down, we're getting up and biting kneecaps.
Just when we thought we were done having to hire some coaches, Darrell Bevell, no longer going to be the offensive coordinator for the Lions. He is headed to Jacksonville Jaguars. And now opens up the question of who are we going to go with for this position now. So we will see more on that. And just to preview a couple of the games that we have today, the Pistons and the Rockets at 7 o'clock. And then the Red Wings are back against the Chicago Blackhawks at 8 o'clock today. And then the big fight this weekend, Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor tomorrow night, where we are going to have that watch party. We're going to talk about that in a little bit because there's some awesome prizes for you to win in this. And big local news, online gambling and sports betting is legal starting at noon today.
Yes, sir. My bookie. Let's go.
Let's go, my bookie. And you see that keyword right there, Woodward. Make sure you use that to take advantage of some free money that you're going to be getting to play with. Restaurants and bars opening up February 1st.
Awesome.
Thanks to Governor Whitmer. She got an update coming up in about 10 minutes.
Dude, the curb behind you, we really got to get a curb cam because every morning
someone hit it?
Oh, she just nailed it. And right before that, like about 30 minutes ago, someone else nailed it. Can you see that in the background?
Yeah,
All you do is you just see a car.
I know. We just need to move the camera over because so many people slam into that curb. It's hilarious.
It is so funny.
Yeah.
Like the depth perception on this curb right here just throws people off so bad. And
they just act like nothing happened. It's like,
they always
literally slam into it.
And they always look in here and make eye contact with me. I'm just like, eh.
These little things are awkward though, like straight off of the road, the little parking lot right there, because you're coming so fast.
Oh yeah,
you're coming in hot.
You are coming in hot, but damn, that girl just railed that curb.
Well, listen, we that's our Woodward Sports Update, and you see Stick always calling these out because we got that perfect vision. All right, it's that supervision. 2015, all thanks to the Yeldo Eye Center. So I want to just give a shout out to Dr. Yeldo real quick before we get into all the other exciting things we got in this show. So if you want LASIK, I'm telling you, it's the best thing you could do for yourself. Spoil yourself right now by calling for a free evaluation at 1-800-398-EYES or go to YeldoEyeCenter.com.
Treat yourself. What you got, Corey?
Just a few things I want to touch on that we don't know if we really don't remember us talking about it, but the Lions, it's official. Aaron Glenn is the new defensive coordinator for the Lions.
Wow, I'm glad he gave us an opportunity.
Well, he turned down 2 opportunities to come here, which is nice.
I know. I'm just pissed about this whole thing because Ian Rappaport is never wrong.
and then somebody tried to undercut him.
Yes, and then says, "Oh, he still got 2 interviews lined up." So I took that personal. I thought that Aaron was trying to mess with us.
No, but he's here. The Lions interviewed yesterday Steelers wide receiver coach Ike Hilliard for the offensive coordinator position. Just an interview.
Why are we bringing in all new people? Like, I don't mind the head coach being a new head coach, but you got to give him support of like seasoned veterans. I don't love this. A wide receiver coach is going to be our new OC. A defensive back coach is going to be our new DC. I get you're familiar with these guys. I like the Dan Campbell hiring. He has me fired up. But we talked about this. He needs support underneath him because he's a first-time head coach and not a play caller.
Yeah, so hopefully that the offensive coordinator was just an interview, that he's going to interview some experienced people to have around him because I think he would definitely need that. 2 more things. Former Lions GM Martin Mayhew is now the general manager for the Washington football team.
Which is, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay.
But then this just happened like literally within the hour. Lions head coach Dan Campbell was on the NFL Network talking to Nate Burleson.
Okay.
And I just like this one quote he just said. Hold on, dang, I went right past. He said, basically he said that Detroit needed hope, and I'm glad to be here to give it to him.
So he's like Jesus. He's here to save us.
Savior
Dan. Grow back that long hair, Dan. That's what we want. I want you to commit to not cutting your hair till we win a playoff game. That's what I want out of Dan Campbell.
There were some eyeballs going around yesterday on Twitter for the new Lions offensive coordinator is the Ravens quarterback coach, James Urban.
Yeah, that was another rumor I heard too. And
there were some players actually inputting on this. So this is kind of interesting because Marvin Jones and Mohamed Sanu both played for him when he was a coach for the Cincinnati Bengals. So this could kind of keep Marvin Jones on the squad with us.
That would be nice. I don't mind Marvin Jones. I just, once again, it's just, damn, man. Like, when I look at Baltimore's quarterback situation, they have such a unique quarterback situation. It's tough to judge it on what a quarterback coach does with Lamar Jackson because it's really just, hey, we're going to run sweep left, we're going to run sweep right.
It's not Stafford style.
And hopefully you could, like, they are not even close to the same quarterback.
If I had to pick between, and that is still a bad choice. If I had to pick between the Steelers wide receiver coach and the Ravens quarterback coach, I would go with the Steelers wide receiver coach because I believe that Big Ben is more of a issue as he's aging as opposed to the Steelers wide receivers being any kind of problems.
Right.
But I don't like both of them.
It's just interesting when we see players actually giving their input on Twitter. All they did was they just tweeted out with the eyeball.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Just the eyes.
They're watching.
They're watching.
They're watching. And we'll be watching tomorrow night, Conor McGregor. Art, let's bring you into this conversation because we're hosting a watch party right here at Woodward Sports. If you can't afford the fight or you don't want to watch the fight, watch us watching the fight because it's just like hanging out with the boys. Art comes in here with a bunch of guys. They chill. They watch the fight on the big screen behind me, commentate on it. And what's cool about this one is Proper 12, which is Conor McGregor's whiskey, is sponsoring this event.
Yeah, not only Proper 12, but Monster Energy as well. We'll have a whole bunch of prizes to give away. We have the big neon LED, the 1 of 500 from Proper 12. So super
that's
excited
1 of
about
500?
that. Yeah, it's 1 of 500. It's like super rare. And behind you can see Conor McGregor made weight this morning, 155 pounds on the dot. Dustin Poirier came in at 156 pounds. I'm going to tell you, people have been asking me for my predictions, and we're showing you the Conor one now. Here's Dustin coming up. I don't have a prediction. I had a prediction at first. I was going to say Poirier in the 4th round, possibly by submission. Now, I don't know, man. Like, Conor is so mysterious. You don't know which Conor's going to show up. I don't know. It's one of those, like, if you're gonna bet, I've given my predictions to a couple people in the DMs, but I don't know. It's
what are you looking forward to in this fight? Because I just want to see some ass beating. Like the last time these two fought, Conor hit him with the hammer fist a couple times, and it was a fun fight to watch.
Yeah, I mean, with this one here, there's so much at stake. There's a title that's open. Khabib most likely isn't going to come back. If you ask me, if you ask Stick, he says that he's going to. Regardless,
he's coming back, man. You don't leave like that.
I think he's a man that sticks to his word. With this fight here, I'm excited to see the rematch because the first one ended, in a minute and a half. You didn't see what happened. It was UFC 178. It happened, in 2014, I think.
Wow.
So long ago. So much has changed. I think that this is going to be more of a brawl than what people are expecting.
Yeah, that's what I want.
I think that it does have the possibility of going to a decision, but then again, it's a McGregor fight. I think if it goes past, here's my prediction. If it goes,
long story short,
if it goes past 3 rounds, it's Poirier's fight.
Okay.
If it goes before 3 rounds, then obviously it will be McGregor's fight.
I mean, I love watching Conor McGregor fight, and I'm a fringe MMA guy. Like, I'm familiar with some of the fighters. I watch them on Saturdays and stuff like that. I'm not as diehard as you, but to me, there is no spectacular fighter like Conor McGregor. Like, not only press conference-wise, just ego-wise, swag-wise, story-wise about how this guy came from nothing, built himself up, him and his wifey, which, one of the Paul guys was calling ugly and saying she was a Ford and all that stuff. But McGregor has just earned his way to this position, and you can see his pride won't let him give up this championship that he needs to have to fulfill whatever fire burns inside of him.
Not only that, but he's not giving up on the Khabib fight too. He said yesterday during the interview, we're gonna get him. He's going to come back, and that would be arguably the greatest MMA match of all time, the rematch. Everyone loves seeing rematches, but he's got a big test with Poirier. I mean, Poirier has defeated Max Holloway. He's gone up against Justin Gaethje. He's gone up against, Dan Hooker, and had the fight of the year last year with Dan Hooker, who's also on this card, going up against Chandler. I can't think of the last time I was so excited for a fight, and I know I say that every time, but this is the perfect way for the UFC to kick off the 2021 season.
Yeah, it's like Christmas Eve for Art. So make sure you're tuning in tomorrow night. Like we said, we got that Proper 12 light-up sign. That's a limited edition. Proper 12 gave it to us to give away to you. So you got to be watching the fight, and we'll tell you how you can win it during the live stream. And it's going to be fun to watch you guys watching the fight. I love watching the reactions.
Yep.
When somebody gets knocked out, it's like Smokey in Friday. It's like Art comes up and just yells at the screen. Like it's such a great scene. So if you guys, tomorrow night, 10 p.m., make sure you're tuning into the Woodward Sports Network so you can watch us watch the fight. I love it. I'm so excited for that fight.
I just love hearing Art going off talking about the fights. That's
really
my favorite thing because it's just the new Art.
It is the new Art. He gets so passionate about it.
Just real quick, guys, and then talks for 15 minutes.
Can we talk a little bit about the ladies?
Yeah, what ladies we talking about?
The ladies had a big night last night. Naz Hillman. She put up 50 points last night for the Michigan women's basketball team, and that is the most points put up by any Michigan basketball player ever, male or female. 50 points for this young lady.
And you're missing out the biggest part of it all.
Well, that they lost?
No, it was who she put it up against.
Ohio State?
The Buckeyes.
Yeah, and they should have won that game too, man. But this girl just kept putting up numbers. Early in the season, she had like a 35-point game, and everyone thought, oh, this girl can score 50 points in a college game, man.
Dude, I've never seen this. I'm looking at the stat board right now. It's only 4 ladies that put up points in this game.
That's it?
4. She put up so many points that she didn't even give an opportunity towards the rest of the teams to put up anything.
No, and she's scoring from inside. She's scoring from outside. Like, this is a 4-minute clip of her just scoring all 50 points. But we just got to show respect, right? I mean, anytime you set a NCAA record, male or female, tip of the cap to you.
Especially rocking that 00.
Yep. And then another woman that had a great day yesterday, Jennifer King, has been named a full-time assistant for the Washington football team. The first woman ever to be named an assistant.
They have an interesting dynamic over there with her, Martin Mayhew as the general manager. They have his name is Jason something. I can't remember. He's the new team president. And then you have Ron Rivera, who's Puerto Rican, as a coach. They have a really diverse dynamic over there.
Yeah.
Dynamic.
The melting pot right there.
Yeah, so shout out to them.
Yeah, so we just wanted to highlight a couple of those ladies who had really big days. And then, of course, coming up for the Super Bowl, there's a lady named Sarah Thomas who will be the first woman to referee a Super Bowl. So ladies making some noise yesterday.
Hey, fellas, y'all got to keep up.
Oh, yeah. They taking over the sports game.
Another person who, speaking of the Washington football team, Dwayne Haskins, the guy who got kicked off the team for going to a strip club and putting his whole team at risk, especially his coach who just got over cancer. He got signed yesterday.
To the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And did you see his tweet?
Did not see the tweet.
Okay, we got this. Art, can you throw up his tweet real quick? 3, because that's what he's changed his number to. For the Bible, it stands for restoration and eternal life. So, the guy who got kicked off a team for throwing money at strippers is reborn. Do you buy that shit?
Jesus came back.
I have to preface my comments by saying I do not go to these places often, but I've seen preachers in a strip club.
You've seen preachers in a strip club?
Are you serious?
So
that's
so I'm just gonna say, hey, you can find holiness anywhere.
Yeah, I get holes anywhere. Yeah, holes anywhere.
But no, real talk. Hey, everybody deserves a second chance, and what better second chance is that to go from the Washington football team to the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah.
And with Mike Tomlin being a leader of men, I think that this will be a great turnaround from him. We know that Mike Tomlin does not take any crap from anybody. That's why Le'Veon Bell and AB found themselves off the team. That's why you found Juju Smith-Schuster. He's now in check after doing his TikTok dancing. So I believe it'll be good for him. To me, he's definitely going to be better than Mason Rudolph.
Right.
And possibly if he goes there, he puts in the work and just plays well, he could be a successor to Big Ben when it's time to put him out to pasture.
I mean, he is a first-round pick, right?
Yeah.
Like, they just got a first-round pick for pretty much nothing. And so if he turns out to be even half of what he was supposed to be, it's a win for them. I mean, Mason Rudolph isn't the answer. Ben's getting old and isn't the answer. What's up, Art?
We've got TJ coming in.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break, and we'll come back with TJ Lang, former Detroit Lion, to get his opinion on Dan Campbell and the big championship games coming up this weekend. We'll be right back with TJ Lang.
Spinning him down, putting the ball in the 1. Second and goal, and George Bell goes in for the touchdown.
All right, so after the absolute WWF intro yesterday by Dan Campbell, we wanted to get a former Lion on just to kind of see how that made them feel, and obviously we want to talk a little bit more football today. Joey, I'll let you do the introduction. Go ahead, man.
We got to give it up for the local guy from Eastern Michigan, but more importantly,
Go Eagles.
from Brother Rice.
There you go. I knew that was coming.
It's my brother TJ Lane. What's up, TJ?
Please tell me you guys can hear me today.
Hey, TJ, how's it going, man? Has he got his volume on? Hey, TJ, how's it going?
Yeah, we hear you, TJ.
Oh, man, thank God. I was about to say, I even got my phone. I know my computer was messing up last week.
That's all right, man. We're happy to have you on the line today. So, Joey, go ahead.
Look at that T-shirt he got on right there too. He is repping for the Lions today. And TJ, we got to get your take on what you think of the guy who we love so much in the studio right now. Because yesterday he made us so excited about the future for the organization. Thoughts on Dan Campbell?
Well, I thought he definitely won his press conference, right? I mean, that's a pretty important first step anytime you can make a good first impression with the group of fans in Detroit. Obviously, it's tough to do, with how football's been going on. Hey, man, he looks like an old school type of coach, a guy that I probably would love to play for. Just leaves, eats, sleeps football. Probably never leaves the facility. Tries to watch his film until 6 in the morning. Goes right in the meetings. Look, I think he's going to be a good addition. I think it's what the guys in that locker room need, especially after the last couple of years of not winning and being age with everything else. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Yesterday what we saw, I don't know. As an act, you see a lot of coaches and GMs sometimes. They just say the right things. They try to do the right things. They don't really let you know how they're really feeling. But I thought Dan Campbell is authentic, man, and I think that's going to be the one thing that the kids are going to love about it. Right? Be yourself. We'll get on your back, follow your back. We'll let you lead, and we'll want to play for you. We'll want to win for you. So that was kind of the first impression that I got out of it. And it feels like a new day for Detroit football. And I think there's a lot of reason to have some optimism and be excited about what this team's going to be. Not maybe next year, but maybe 2-3 years from now. I think it's realistic to say, okay, let's see what these guys can do. Let's see what Dan Campbell's done with his team, and hopefully at that point they're ready to really compete for not only division but playoffs, everything.
Yeah, not only that, I think the future for Dan Campbell, especially when you hear the way that he was talking. What was it, Stick, that he said about the kneecaps?
He said, if you knock us down on the way up, we're going to bite your kneecaps. And then if you knock us down again, it's going to take 2 shots. And then we're going to take the other kneecap. I mean, this is the kind of speak that as a player, how would you feel this guy coming in the locker room? And we've heard he's not a very big X's and O's guys, but he's a motivator of men. What type of coach would you rather play with?
Well, I think a perfect coach is a fine balance of both of them, Obviously, you look at the young coaches around the league now, Matt LaFleur, Stefanski, Shanahan, Sean McVay. Those guys are all pretty much those guys, right? They're smart. They're offensive. They can get you in the right position. But if you don't got the coach that's got the fire and the intensity to demand that high level of performance, I mean, it doesn't really matter, So I think the first thing for me that a player, especially a veteran guy, anytime you get a new player in the team, then new coaches, you don't really care about what they do. You don't really care about their strengths and weaknesses. You think about one thing. You think about how can these guys help us win? How can they help us win? So. I think, man, I've always liked the old school guys. I've always liked those kind of rah-rah guys. As long as they find a way to relate to every single person in that locker room and every single person on that team, then, man, it could be a really good success, recipe for success. And I think that obviously it takes some time, especially with a guy like Matthew Stafford. He's been with a lot of coaches now. He's seen a little bit. So that's going to be his challenge. I think Dan Campbell get more out of this roster, right? Because everybody knows last year, defense was historically bad. I think you still got some pieces you can build off of, but it's going to be up to Dan Campbell to pull out every single ounce of talent he can from the roster and try to identify who are the guys that can play and who they have to move on from and where do we have to get better. So he's definitely got a big challenge on his hands, but I think for me personally and for fans of Detroit, you got to remember it's going to take some time, right? I'm not going to judge Dan Campbell off of what he does this year or 2021. You want to see improvement, obviously, but if they don't make the playoffs, they're not making the division. That's okay. Give this guy some time. They signed him to a 6-year deal for a reason, right? They're going to give him a little bit of time to kind of put his stamp on the program, put his stamp on the organization. And in 2 or 3 years from now, I know it's tough because everybody wants immediate results right now, but you have to be realistic. You have to understand that this team's got a lot of work to do. I'm excited, though, man. I think Dan Campbell's definitely up for the job. He played here. He understands the city. He understands the football aspect of how diehard fans are and struggles that this been through for a long time. I think that definitely goes a long way up.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it. That whole press conference got me jacked up. Like I ran through a wall in my basement last night after watching it. So I'm ready for some great big football like that. And then we got to get your thoughts on. We got to get your thoughts on the games this weekend, obviously. Who you got? We can do just a quick review. We've kind of spent like 2 hours on this today because you're probably just as excited for us for NFC and AFC championship. Who do you got in Kansas City versus Buffalo?
I like Kansas City. I mean, Mahomes last week, obviously a little bit of confusion with the concussion, neck injury. He's going to play. He's been practicing all week. Tyrann Mathieu just been for them on side of the ball. I think got a chance to be the X factor in this game on how he defends Josh Allen, put pressure on him, averages, maybe throw one errant pass that could turn out to be the difference in the game. I think the Chiefs are the second hottest team so far in the past couple months in the NFL outside of the Green Bay Packers. I like the Bills. I think they've got talent, but you look at the 2 playoff games, and they haven't really been super impressive. After the first round, it felt to me that the Colts really let that one slip through their hands. They missed on a field goal. They dropped the 4th down touchdown, ended up losing by 4 points. So the Bills kind of, in my mind, they've been skating by a little bit. They've got talent, but not enough to compete with the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Bills look damn good, but I think we're all with you. Corey is the only one on the panel that took the Bills.
Hey, man, don't sell me out.
Hey, man, you picked them. Hey, if you're right, though, you're going to be the only one that's right.
Hey, I mean, that's that Eastern Michigan education, man. That's what I'm going ahead and going with the Bills. I know what I'm talking about.
All right, then let's switch over to your former team, the Packers versus the Bucks. Who do you got in this game?
I like Green Bay. I mean, it's been hot football for probably about 2.5 months. Aaron Rodgers is playing at such an incredible level. I mean, to think about he's almost 40 years old and he's having the best career is incredible. That whole story about the draft and love and how Aaron Rodgers. I think this, what kind of guy he is, how he bought into the system. He's buying into what LaFleur for the coach, and he bought into them run the team. Run and play action. I mean, that's not Aaron Rodgers. He likes to have the ball 40 times in his hands to throw, but their run game, man, it's so good. The play action is so good off of it. Tampa's defense has a chance, to slow them down a little bit, especially the interior of their defense with Devin White, Levante David, who's been playing good. They could beat a back, even for 10 or 12 players, get big. A big boost to their defense. But Green Bay is playing too damn good, man. I mean, they're just playing too damn good. At home, I know 1,000 fans, but that does something, man. I think that gives you a little bit. If you're 10,000 fans, 80,000 fans after playing with Hero, and honestly, I know Joey's a big Tom Brady guy, but Tom, all season you've kind of seen signs of him flip over there, right? And I just don't think Tampa have firepower to match for Tom Brady to overcome. I just last week he was 590 yards. I mean, he didn't play great, but Green Bay's just playing too well for me. I think it's going to be probably an 8-10 point win for Green Bay.
Nice. So you going that way? Yes. Shout out to Tom Brady, the GOAT, but we also got to shout out TJ Lane, the GOAT. And thanks for always hopping on with us, TJ, and just talking. And it's cool because he obviously won a Super Bowl with the Packers, so to hear his take really means a lot. And just being a local guy, man, we love you, TJ.
Yeah, thank you, TJ, for coming on this morning. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys could actually hear me today, man. I'm glad I figured out this technology.
Yeah, it sounds much better, and it'll only get better from here. So thank you, buddy. Have a great day, man. So, yeah, TJ Lang, former Green Bay Packer, was on the line with us, and we had to get his thoughts because he's a man's man, right? Like, he's just like a Dan Campbell. He's the guy that, we absolutely love to have a part of the team. And you could tell, that's the type of man that fires up a TJ Lang.
And when I was talking with him, because he actually came to the studio the other day, we were all just chatting, and we were talking about just his differences from coaches that he's worked with throughout his career. And not to name any names, but previous coaches who we all know, he said the way that they would talk to him as a grown man is just different. Like, you can't just talk to these guys the way that you talk to a high school athlete or a college athlete.
Right.
This is NFL athletes, and that's what I think the biggest thing Dan Campbell's going to bring to our team.
Yeah, it always, anytime something like that comes up, it always takes me back to that Chuck Daly quote that he had. Listen, I don't coach basketball. I manage 12 corporations. Because these guys, normally the NFL players, not normally, but 50% of the people on your roster make more money than you. So you can't tell them shit.
Huh.
It's all right, what's the coach going to do? Cut me? Okay, I'll go make $20 million over here, So it's tough to motivate millionaires.
Yeah, but that's what we got to believe in Dan Campbell now. I feel like he's going to be that guy that does it for us. And don't be hating on him. Let's just be there to support him along this journey because he's here.
Right.
And one thing that I've seen across the league, just from different former Lions players and people that have either been played under Dan Campbell as any type of coach, they've said that he's going to galvanize the players and he's going to make coaches and other players want to eventually come here. And that's what we need. We need somebody that is going to put the Lions on the map and make them attractive. They have not had that in period.
Right. And like we talked about earlier, man, this is the first time in a long time I've ever seen positive buzz come out of Detroit, for our coaching.
Because you finally hear a Lions coach, regardless of whoever they hired, you finally hear a Lions coach give it to you straight,
right,
and say that, look, we're going to build a culture here. We're going to build an identity here. We're going to take on the fabric of the city. And that is what all the successful sports franchises in the city have done. Each of those teams, as we talked about earlier, took on the fabric of the city. And you got a guy who, even though he did say that he was technically on the 0-16 team, but he wasn't here, he was injured, he was at home,
right,
he still knows the organization. He still knows
the pain.
He knows the pain. And then the one thing that I like the most is that he said, look, I know you guys have heard this crap all before.
Yes.
We've heard it all before, but he still has to say what he said.
Yeah, no, and I love that. Listen, I'm not going to sit up here and feed you the same crap every other coach that, we're not getting it done. This isn't the team you guys want, and I'm going to give you something better. And that's all you want to hear. I mean, nobody knows if he's going to be a great coach or not at this point.
Right.
But the first thing that he did, great. And I'm going from here. Now we need more steps from here and more steps and more steps. So, yeah, thank you to TJ Lang for coming on, and thank you to everybody who's watching us right now on Facebook Live, watching us on YouTube, and watching us on Twitter. We appreciate you sharing this, commenting, letting us know your thoughts, because it definitely adds to the show. And coming up in about 2 minutes, we got Fish's Fact. You guys ready for this?
Of course. It's fishy. Come on.
So, Art, let's take one more break, and then when we come back, we'll have Fish on with his Fact of the Day.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate of
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
So here we go, man. Fish, it is almost 9:50, so before we get to you, I got to give a big shout out to Grow Green MI. They're giving out a bunch of free t-shirts right now, and all you got to do is go to Grow Green MI or give them a call, get some of those dank deals that they got going on. Giving away t-shirts. I mean, we got Frisbees to give away.
You good at throwing Frisbee? Don't lie.
I'm great at throwing
Are you
Frisbee.
really?
I play disc golf, man.
Throw it at me right now. You won't do it. You won't do it. Hey, oh!
Oh, dang!
Hey.
Right on.
There's a computer, a whole bunch of
I ain't
equipment
never
over there.
scared. And then we got,
I'm not doing it.
Then we got Grow Green hats. So make sure you guys go to
Good catch, Art.
Make sure you go to growgreenmi.com. Mention Woodward Sports. Get hooked up with this. And we're going to be giving some of these away on our social media later. So make sure you're following us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on everything. It's just at Woodward Sports.
It pays off to follow us because we just give away a whole bunch of free shit. So there you go.
So thank you to Grow Green MI, and please guys, call them if you need any grow equipment or anything like that. They're supporting us. They're a local business, and we want to show them as much love as possible. Mention Woodward Sports, get this awesome t-shirt. And Fish, you're up here. That means it's 9:50, and it's time for Fish's Facts. Go ahead, buddy. What you got today?
We have a few. Number one, Tom Brady has been in the conference championship game 10 of the last 11 times. 10 of the last 11 years.
Wow.
How amazing is that, Fish?
It's incredible. He's the best.
What else you got in your Fish's Facts today?
Well, Brady needs 32 yards to reach 12,000 postseason yards.
Wow, okay.
And he needs... this is his 10th Super Bowl, if he gets there, 10th Super Bowl appearance. So he's 6 of 9 right now.
Yep.
And we'll see if he can be 7 of 10.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yes. He needs 3 more touchdowns to get 80 postseason touchdowns in his career.
Wow.
And
80 postseason touchdowns.
Yeah, postseason.
That's amazing.
That's postseason. The second highest is Joe Montana with
50.
45.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I was close, Fish. I was close.
Today is the 15th year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's 81-point game.
Oh, over Jalen Rose. Wow. I love those Jalen Rose commercials when he's ordering a martini. How many olives?
Yep.
81. Wow, I can't believe that 15 years ago that happened?
Yeah.
Good Lord. That's
January
crazy.
22, 2006.
Rest in peace to Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
And is that you got one more fact in you, or is that all you got today?
We have breaking news.
Uh-oh, breaking news from Fish.
Governor Whitmer officially said restaurants are opening on Monday, February 1.
She said that in her press conference?
It is confirmed.
Like all the way open?
I mean, they're going to have
Not all the way.
capacity limits, but...
Well, that is good news because Joey and I were talking yesterday. We're going to start doing Coney reviews.
But you're going to be able to sit down in a restaurant.
And order an iced tea. That's all I want to do is sit down at a restaurant and order an iced tea. So thank you, Fish, for your facts. Now let's throw it over to Joey for your dumbass of the day. What's up, Joey?
Listen, we always talk about dumbasses. So before doing dumbass, I want to make you smarter, right? I want to help you out with your career. So let's give a quick shout out to Northwestern Tech. It's only 10 and a half months, this hands-on HVAC program that I'm talking about. You can check them out at northwesterntech.edu. We got all the time on the road right now to learn a new trade, to start a new career. So go check them out. northwesterntech.edu, the HVAC school that works. So let's get that out the way. And now we can talk about dumbasses.
Dumbass.
And I just feel like I always got to talk about referees that are being dumbasses. And yesterday, you probably saw this trending on Twitter. Freaking Draymond Green gets a technical foul for literally yelling at James Wiseman.
What'd he yell at him?
He was just yelling. And like, look how confused he is. And he already had a tech earlier in the game. So he ended up being ejected for yelling at his own teammates. I'm not even joking. Like, this was the most confusing play that I've seen. Like, look at Steph Curry. He's like laughing. Like, ref, you're kidding me?
You know what? I got a problem with this.
What's the problem with this?
I have a problem with referees always that's like a referee making a call about him.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Like, it's a weird call to eject somebody for yelling at their teammate. Like,
I mean, that's just his reputation preceding him, though. Like, he says anything and the ref's not looking. He doesn't know who he's yelling at. It's Draymond yelling. He got a quick trigger out of it.
Yeah, but
it's unfair. It's kind of like Sheed back in the day. Like, but he has earned this by being a dick on the court. I love Draymond, but he's a dick on the court. Like, I love Lambeer, but he was a dick on the court.
Look at him.
He's like, what?
How? Can't yell at my own teammate. But like, it's crazy to me that things like these can't be reviewed.
No, I mean, it's whatever. As long as they didn't toss him from the entire game.
He got ejected.
He got ejected
because he already had
Oh my God. Who was the ref? Was it Tim Donahue again or Donahue?
So, I mean, what's the other guy name? He ejected Tim Duncan for laughing on the sidelines.
Right.
Oh, yup.
Refs suck sometimes,
Because
man.
it's just like sometimes a ref thinks that it's something that they're going after them for personally.
Right.
And it's like, dude, you got to take all that personal out of it.
Right. So, Art, can you crank up the dumbass so I can press this button over here?
Dumbass, you dumbass. You're a dumbass. Such a dumbass. You're an ass.
Yeah, you're an ass.
That referee's an ass.
It's officially a dumbass of the day from Joey. And that wraps up. This was our 50th show, right, Joey?
Wow, it was, yes.
Damn.
50 shows deep.
Show 50.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that we've been doing this for 10 weeks.
That's amazing.
I mean, 10 weeks, it seems like such a long time, but it also has been such a short time. And, we talked about it a little earlier. Thank you to everybody who's helped us grow, helped us be on for 50 shows. And we're going for 100 next, right?
100 is the next milestone, then 1,000.
That's almost half a year is 100.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy to think about?
And we've been in this pandemic this entire time. What a good day, though. We got a great weekend ahead of us. I'm excited. We got football. We got Pistons. We got Red Wings playing today.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything. And, of course, high school sports.
Yes, the high school state championships are going on this weekend. And, we got the Conor McGregor fight happening tomorrow night, then championship Sunday. Like, this is the apex of sports right now. This is the weekend that you love to have. Plus, the Pistons are playing Christian Wood tonight, so I'm interested to see
I don't
that
think
Christian
he's playing,
Wood.
though.
You know?
I don't think he is. I think he's a little injured.
Getting his rest.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for everything. We appreciate you. Thank you for sharing these videos every morning. You're helping us get to 50, and that's one small milestone in where we need to go with Woodward Sports. Make sure you're tuning in to Baligian and Bell. They're coming up at 11 o'clock. And if you need to kill some time between now and then, just hit up woodwardsports.com, find one of our podcast pages, and find yourself something you like, whether it's Ben Origins, whether it's MI Puck Drop, Michigan Canicast, and, of course, Corey's Everything Is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we got the smoke show dropping today, too.
That makes me hungry.
Yeah, if you like barbecuing, this is the show for you. If you like meat, we got you covered. We got the meats.
That's one thing Sean Baligian knows is his meat.
Yeah. Sean loves his meat.
Especially with the butchery, too. You got to shout out both of them.
Yeah, shout out to the butchery in Kego Harbor, right next to Orchard Lake St. Mary's, Kego Harbor. I used to go there for lunch. I worked at the Subway in Kego. And
Rocket, that's the one you worked at.
And Rocket Eddie's in Kego.
The one that's no longer there, right?
Yeah,
there?
Rocket Eddie's no longer there, man. Yeah, I used to cook at a 50-style diner in Kego. So shout out to Kego. We love you. We'll see you guys tomorrow or Monday. Oh, wow. And I'll be on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. for the football pregame. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.